This is not good. This is not good. What? Oh no, there's no sound. Give me a moment. Why is there no sound? Oh no. Uh-oh. Oh no. Hold on. Hold on. Oh no. I chose the correct... Uh, wait. Did this... Let's see. Let's see if there's sound now. Let's see if there's a sound. We're gonna find out if there's sound. Just a moment. Oh, there's the sound. There is sound. And now there isn't. What's going on today? Oh, what's going on today? What in the world? I'm gonna leave it. I'm gonna leave it. Hopefully, hold on. Just give me 1 second. Just a moment. Okay, back out. We'll go ahead and set this up. Hopefully there's sound. I have sound in the headphones, so that means it should be good. Everything should be good. Well, you know, we could do a weekend, but that would require 2 races, correct? 2, or could I do 1? No, it's a 2-minute. It would be 2 races, unless you do. Yeah, it looks like a sprint weekend. You would have to do 2 races. I don't want to do a sprint weekend. Then we'll just do a quick race. There is no qualifying then. So we would just choose our starting position. We're gonna do 60 minutes. Quick race. Let's do this a little bit. How about 11? And we'll bump this up to 97 for a little bit of a competition. 97 and 90. And we'll do 28. It's a lot of cars. We'll start. You know what I want to do? I want to start inside the top 10. We'll start P9, and we'll see We'll see if we go backwards. Hopefully we don't go backwards. Yeah, so there's the settings for this. The screen is showing, or it should be. I'll just make sure the screen's showing. So there's the settings. Time multiplier, yeah, that's fine. Or actually, let's make it ×1. I don't really care. ×1, 60 minutes, 11 o'clock, so just before noon, an hour before noon. It'll end at noon, and 28 opponents, P9, skill at 97, aggressiveness at 90, and custom conditions, yeah. We'll bump that up by 1. There's your ambient temperature, and the condition of the track is fast to begin with. And then, well, personal best is really a 44. I don't know why it's saying a 45. I have done a 44. Let's race as the platinum Italian driver. Bertolini, Andrea Bertolini. We have to race as the Italian. We're driving Italian car at Italian track. We have to be the Italian. And let's go racing. Let's just jump right in. No further preparation or anything. So we start P9, no pressure. Hopefully there's sound. And let's put a setup on. I have a bunch of setups. So this one, these two are not my setups, and these three, these Furka setups are not mine. I don't remember who I downloaded them from, but I downloaded them from someone else, and they're actually not bad, especially this race one. But this one's mine. Imola Beast, Imola It Sucks, Safer But Crap, all mine, and the one is the one that we're going to be using. That I made this setup recently. You can see the date. I'm going to load this setup in. This setup I think works pretty well. So I don't know how many laps we're going to get done, so I'm just going to go with a full tank of fuel. And if we need to make a stop, we'll make a stop. We'll go with tire set 1 and brakes out. How long did the brakes last? The first brake set. Because if the first brake set will last a full race, then I'm going to use the first brake set. Yeah, set one is perfect for short races, an hour and 20 minutes maximum apparently. So we're gonna run with the first brake set. Fuel to add, just to be safe, 20 something. Make sure that the tire pressures are the same as well, in case we want to change tires. I don't think we're gonna have to come in, but in case we do, 26.4. What did I say? 26.4 right on the left rear, and 26.1. So 26.4 and 26 points. That I did say 0.1, right? Okay. And the front left is 26.7 and 26.2. 26.7 and 26.2. Set 2, I guess. Dry tires, obviously. And brakes, well... Oh, you can click use current pressures. I'm such an idiot. Okay, so here's the setup, by the way. This is the setup. Just if you want to copy it, feel free to try this setup for yourself. Here's the electronics, the fuel levels, the mechanical settings, the dampers, and the aerodynamics, and the aero balance. Brake ducts, I think everything's fine, so we're gonna run with that. Click down here, and anything else that I want to tweak? I don't think there's anything else to tweak. Yeah. Let's just start the race. Marcello starts on pole. And I don't know who's at the bottom because the chat box is blocking the rest of it. So we how many is there another Ferrari? Are we the only Ferrari in this race? There's no way we're the only Ferrari. No, there's Eddie Cheever is down here, and I don't know if there's Ferraris in the back, but we are the highest positioned Ferrari in this race. An hour in the car. Let's make it a good hour in the car and make it count. Start the race. Alright.
Going single file.
Woohoo. So I line up behind. Do I line up behind the Audi? Yeah, I guess I line up behind this Audi here. The 55 Audi. I am praying there's sound. I hope there's sound. There should be. There's no reason there shouldn't be sound. One hour at Imola, an estimated 36 laps on 110 liters of fuel, with an average fuel burn of about 3 liters. I think it'll be, as we get going into the race, I think that fuel down there. Also, the full screen should be showing as well, hopefully. You know what? I'm gonna pause. I'm gonna check it on my phone, just to make sure that there is absolutely a full screen showing. There should be a full screen. 50 videos. Click on my current stream. Is the screen not showing? Oh, it's showing. Okay, okay. Yep, we have a full screen this time. I fixed it. Yes! I fixed it. That was something I totally forgot to check. So, we should have absolutely no difficulties. I could have checked on my phone if there's sound as well. Oh well. We're just gonna roll with it. I have it in my headphones, so it should be working. Probably for the first few laps. What's the brake bias? 57. So the brake bias is like mid 57%. I'm gonna bump it up just for the start, as the tires are gonna be cold, brakes are gonna be cold. I'd rather not go into turn 1 with a surprise. Start P9. I wouldn't be surprised if we go backwards, because I bumped up the AI. They're a little bit slower at Imola, or maybe I'm just a little bit faster than I am at some of the other tracks here. Either they're slower or I'm faster, or maybe even it's a combination of the two. But it's easy to finish on the podium at Imola, or have podium potential. At least I'm getting temperature into the front brakes. Get ready to rumble. I'm gonna be going green shortly. 1 hour. 1 hour is a lot. 30 minutes is a lot. we got the ever quick Audis in front of us and the Lamborghini that we're gonna have to try to overtake. Start P9, so a bit of a challenge here. I wanted to start inside the top 10, see if we can go forward or backward. AI at 97 and 90 aggressiveness. Alright, we're gonna go green here. Get ready. There it is. Oh god, what is that Audi doing?
Car on the right. Clear on the right.
My goodness, he just pulled up right in front of me.
Car on the right.
Okay.
Clear on the right.
Oh, a little bit of a tap. I don't know what the AI is doing.
Car on the right. Clear on the right.
Get out of my way. Okay. That was very strange. Yep, cold tires already. Feeling the effects. See what we got pace-wise. We dropped a few positions because of that ridiculousness. Well, we dropped like one position. We're gonna have to get some temperature into the rubber and into the brakes. Catch this Mercedes. AI are pretty quick early on the brakes into that corner, so you gotta have your wits about you if you're gonna get close. Alright, well, we survived the first lap. The light touch of one of the Audis into the first turn. I don't know what that was all about with the AI. Ooh, can we send it? He's gonna block. Oh
Car
man.
on the right. Clear on the right.
Well, we got past that Mercedes. Nice and clean. Gained it back my position that I started from. Give me some rotation here. This is a very tricky corner we're about to approach. The car doesn't want to turn as well through there. Hard on the brakes. Up toward Variante Alta. Separated ourselves a bit from the pack behind us, so that's nice. Trying to get all our braking done in a straight line. On that downhill section, very hard to slow the car down. And this is where we're gonna have our work cut out for us, getting past the Audis. They're very quick, especially in a straight line. Look at them, they just rocket away in a straight line. But I think I have the cornering potential. I haven't driven the car this fat with fuel though, so I have no idea what to expect. Oh, could I dive it? I'm a little too far back here. Into Tosa, the hairpin at the bottom, and then we rise up the hill. Very difficult left-hander. I forgot the name of it. Back end is pretty lively through there under the braking. It's got a good run on this Audi, but just really nowhere to make a move here. Gonna brake right behind him. Try to get the run off the final corner here, although they seem to be a lot better out of this corner than I do. This is going to be some competition. I can guarantee you that. Great run out of here, but just again, gonna have to be alongside if I want to make a move. Can't just send it. AI are gonna completely take the line.
Car on the right. Clear on the right.
I saw a gap and I went for it. Is he gonna come back at me? No. Piratella, is that the name of this corner? Piratella. Yeah, the traction control's not really helping there. Long way to go. Let's not take everything out of the tires this early in the race. Yes, I'd like to be quick, but we need to last the full hour. Now we have to displace a second Audi. Already gained some time on my previous personal best. As soon as the fuel burns off, we'll get faster.
But update, the fastest step so far.
Already into the 45s. That's a good sign. On heavy fuel, that's a pretty good sign for me. Oh, that Audi is pretty slow on the brakes into that first turn. Pretty lively back end right now. Oh, just all over the place on the exits. Lift off the brake, just let the car rotate. It actually does a good job, but the traction on the exit is absolutely horrendous. Oh, where am I going? That would be track limits, but I've turned penalties off. I would get called for track limits easily at this race. Oh, what in the world was that line? Yeah, 3 track limits in 3 corners. See what I mean? I would have already gotten done for track limits. Be pretty good coming out of this last corner. It's going to set us up for a potential overtaking move into turn 1 if we can get a good run. See how much quicker I am on the brakes. Just a little bit wide on the entry. Oh, that was a mistake. Would have run into the Audi if I kept my normal line. Piratella is a very difficult corner. There's a lot of difficult corners. At Imola! Wow, well that's a lesson learned. Never do that again.
Car on the right.
Is he still
Clear
there?
on the right.
Ah, I got right back past. Costly mistake. I was not expecting the back end to do that though. Jeez. Moving the brake bias forward already. We're only about 10 minutes in, and I'm already making a brake bias adjustment. We're P10 again. We've given up a position to this Audi. Or we're P9, I'm sorry, P9. We were P8. My mistake. Let's get right back past him. God, the back end is so lively. I think a little bit of a movement of the brake bias will help us. See if he brakes early and I can send it. Nope, too far back. If I can get inside positioning, I can definitely send one into Tosa. Better line through that corner. Oh, I'm not enjoying Aqua Minerale. Car is so bad through there. It is absolutely terrible through there. Very unstable. May have to push the brake bias quite a bit forward into that corner, just because it's very unstable in the braking. Did you see the rotation in that corner? That was fantastic. Great stuff. Helped me get a pretty good launch out of the corner.
Car on the right.
Oh, an absolute dive bomb. I'm trying to give him the respect. I don't want to run into him. Trying to give the Audi driver the respect. I'm just terrible on the traction out of Tosa. It's a difficult corner for me so far. Oh, TC's at 6 now. I didn't mean to change TC. I'm gonna leave it, see how it goes. I just don't have the confidence in that corner. This section of corners, I just no confidence. Much better that time. A lot of people will just lift or brake coming into that corner, but I downshift to third as I come into that first little bit. That's just my approach to that corner, and I think for consistency's sake, I'm gonna have to drop to third into Aqua Minerale. Nice little lift-off oversteer. It's actually helping me get really decent rotation. I can't get past this damn Audi. He's so fast.
Falling behind the car in front.
Ah, whatever. Like, I'll gain here, and then I'll fall behind by the end of the lap, so... Need to make our move count when we can make one. Oh, I've got a pretty decent run. Just, again, it's so hard to overtake at Imola. This is my overtaking spot right here. I'm just a little too far back.
Car on the right.
Oh!
Clear on the right.
I didn't want to run into him, so I was a little hesitant. You cannot hesitate if you're going to overtake. You got to commit. You've got to commit. Ah, that sausage curve on the inside. This is such a difficult corner for me. That corner and this section right here, just difficult parts of the track. Gonna have no choice but to run over the sausage curves and cut the corner a bit. The line just isn't there in that corner. It's actually a really intense race right now, though. It's just a huge, a decent pack in front of us that we're sticking with. We just can't make a move. I'm running a bit wide. The first half of the lap, I'm pretty decent. The last half, I suck. And you're gonna see that throughout this race, probably. That I'm gonna struggle through the back half of the track, and it's and half-hearted overtaking attempts also aren't gonna help as well. You know, we gotta fully commit to them. Seem like so much quicker in this section. I've got the right balance of the car, and then I get here to Tosa, and it just all falls away from me. I just can't get the run out of that corner. Let's put TC back to 5. See if maybe we can be a little bit quicker with a TC adjustment. Look at that. That was much better through there. So much cleaner. And the Delta agrees with me. A little bit of traction issues coming out of the chicane. So far, so decent. Can only go as fast as the Audi in front of me. Look at this. Bump draft.
Car on the right.
Oh yeah, you know what I'm gonna do. You know what it is.
Clear on the right.
Oh. Mamma mia. I just got it slowed down. That was fantastic. Ah. Grande. Okay, now the car's all over the place now that I'm not following anyone. What an experience that was. You know, you can use the Ferrari's lift-off oversteer to get the rotation into Tosa. Whew. I love this car. This is probably my favorite mid-engine car in the game. Hands down. Probably my favorite car in the game. If you can get the Porsche set up correctly, the Porsche is not too bad. But this car is just, it's alive. And if you can get it set up to handle in your favor, yeah, it's pretty good. Let's start pumping in better laps here. Now that I don't have anyone in front of me, directly in front of me, I mean, we can kind of get focused on picking our pace back up. See, I've made a lot of brake bias adjustments since the beginning of the race. That's just a traction issue. 40 minutes still to go. We're 20 minutes in already. Pushing my luck there. What in the world was that rotation? I was not expecting such aggressive rotation coming in there. It's worked out for me. Look at the delta. Trying to be as good as I can into the chicane. What's the time? What's the time gonna be? Almost a 44.
Personal fastest lap.
Feeling good right now. That's what I'm talking about, baby. I know it's not very fast at 44, but for me, it's a personal best. Or personal fastest. I can be right in that realm. Oh, the car has just really come alive. You can see how much faster I am than these guys.
Car on the right.
Oh, squeeze out the Audi. Oh, he's coming right back at me. He's got traction. He's got that run up the hill. See what you got.
Clear on the right.
He backs out of it wisely. I have the inside position. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Good stuff. Bit of a corner cut. Kind of cheeky. Yeah. Lost a bit of time in the chicane there. Did I really cut the chicane? I didn't intend to cut the chicane. I just kind of mounted that inside yellow curb. Ah, no rotation. That's going to cost a lot of lap time. I was going to set a new personal best on that lap, and then I caught up to this Audi and also lost a bit of time in the final corner with just not getting enough rotation out of the car. Look at how much it turns though in turn 1. The car is coming alive right now. It really is. Back off a bit, give the Audi the space, and I'll probably take the position away from him on the exit. Oh, did I get a bit wide? A little bit crossed up on the exit. You know, I was really going to push to get to the inside position on this car, and I couldn't quite make it work. If I didn't run wide so much, maybe I could have had the position. But I ate a lot of curb on the exit. Yeah, I'm getting a lot of understeer though when I try to come up through there like that in second. Oh, we're okay. Lost a bit of time, a good chunk of time there. It's unfortunate. See how much better I am in that particular corner than these guys are. I'm a little bit too far back to really do anything here, so I'm just gonna hang back, try to find time. Oh man, we're really slow at that apex. I just carry so much more apex speed. Does he give me the space?
On the right.
He
Clear on the
is.
right.
All right. I think I got a nose in, and the AI was like, okay, well, he's alongside. I'm gonna give him space. He raced nice and fair there, but I'm terrible in this
Car on
corner.
the left.
See, look at the exit he's gonna get. So now I have to give him the space on the inside because he's got the inside. Let's see if he backs out of it.
Clear on the left.
Oh! I didn't know if he was gonna go aggressive there. That was very scary. But interesting. Kinda love racing this AI. They're pretty good. I wish they were just a little more aggressive. Like, he could have defended that a lot more than he did. He had the inside positioning, but I like that his AI wasn't ridiculous about that either. He just kind of gave it, but he did kind of give me the position. So I kind of hate that. I feel like I should have worked a little bit more for that. Oh, that's not what you want to do. Alright, so we're P6 now, and we're chasing down a Lamborghini. We've kind of had our work cut out for us to get to this point, to be honest, though. So I appreciate that. Oh, the car is a little all over the place at this stage in the race. So now we're down to about 60 liters of fuel, which is about what this setup starts off on default, or how I had it set up. This is a custom setup, but 60 liters is the base amount of fuel that you start with if you go into a practice session with this setup, or at least that's what I start with. So I'm typically used to starting my time trial runs with this fuel load. So let's see what we can do now that we're into a race and the car has evolved a bit and the fuel starts burning off a bit more. We're gonna push that brake bias just a click to the front. Down the first, gotta be very careful over these curves. You can use them because they are smooth and they are rubbered in, but you really got to be careful how you approach that chicane. Too aggressive and you do exactly what I did there, and you just lose the balance of the car. Oh, please rotate in second. There it is. Probably could have used first for a little bit easier time getting the front end to bite there. Overall, not too bad. I mean, only lost about a tenth and in the end of that lap after the mistake in the chicane, so could have been faster. Catch this Lamborghini. It's one Italian manufacturer versus another Italian manufacturer. And the Ferrari looks strong at the moment.
Car on the right.
Trying to squeeze the Lamborghini out, but you know, that's the thing. I'm gonna go for those little dive bomb moves. I think he's got the position. Yeah. Fair and square. Fair and square. Figured I would just give it a look. I nearly lost the back end there, so a decent car control, I guess, to save that. That could have been a lot uglier than it was. Yeah, car's not enjoying that curb right at the moment. Ugh, that second part of the chicane is just throwing me all over the place. Come down here with rhythmic downshifting.
We are at the halfway mark, still a long way to go.
Halfway through at this stage. Lost a huge amount of time with that mistake in the chicane. The chicane at the top, Variante Alta, it is throwing me off.
Falling behind the car in front.
Yeah, I know. Engineer. I don't really care. I'm faster than this guy. I just gotta not let the mistakes get to me. I'd also prefer the car handled in a more predictable fashion over the raised curbs. Oh, it's sliding. I'm gonna bump up the traction control just a little bit. Oh man. Okay, now it's understeering into Tosa. That's great. TC is now at 6. Just gonna settle it down a little bit here. It's gonna be hard to pass this Lamborghini. It's pretty quick in a straight line. I think I have the first sector covered. I might even have this section covered. Oh, that's not very good. I'm gonna cut. I don't have a choice. Car's just not rotating. And we're under pressure from behind as well. So take this first part, and then the second part, be very careful. You don't really want to run out on the sausage curbs like I just did there. See, I would have been done for track limits already. That's why I turned off the penalties for this. Now, if you're doing this seriously, you'd want to have track limits on, but it's not that serious. I'm telling you, getting top 5 is going to be hard. I mean, we can do it. I think we have pace over this Lamborghini. We have 30 minutes to do it. Well, less than that, but you get the picture. We're pretty quick in some of the right places, I think. It's just going to be getting him on the back straight, or the front straight, I mean, is going to be a little bit tricky. The car is horrible in that corner. The traction is horrible. The rotation isn't so great. It's okay in Piratella. That corner is so hard that I just came through. It's the most difficult part of the track. Along with this chicane. I at least settled the car when I went over the curb there. So I got that going for me. Car's starting to come back to me a little bit. I need to get in the slipstream of the Lamborghini though. I need the Lamborghini to just pull me along. It's 45.1, so almost into the 44s. Not quite though. I don't know how slow he's going to be on the brakes, so I'm going to brake a bit early. That seemed to be the right decision. He would have turned right in on top of me. This battle is going to go to the end. I have a feeling. We're pretty equal on pace, I think. I've got him covered in the first sector, but he's got me covered in the last sector, so... Oh! Almost ran into the back of him. That's nice. Oh, I feel for the floor of this car. And the front splitter. It's Ferrari versus Lamborghini. Who's gonna come out on top? See how he's a rocket in a straight line. But then he comes here and it's just like he's just got no pace in this corner. None of the AI really do, to be honest. Just nowhere to go. Whew. I mean, I am absolutely flirting with running into the back of this car. If I'm not careful, I'm gonna get to second base. A little bit wide off the exit. I'm trying not to run too wide there. I know it's track limits, but I'm gonna push the car a bit more into the last third of this race. Come on. Top 5 is right in front of us, man. I mean, it is right in front of us. And we're just like for like on pace, basically. I have my sections where I'm strong. He has his sections where he's strong. I had a little bit of a moment though trying to avoid him into Aqua Minerale. Oh, do I have a great run? Oh, it's a perfect run.
Car on the right. Clear on the right.
Yeah, defend against that. Oh! Quick hands. That's what I'm talking about. But here he comes again. I'm going to cover that off. I'm allowed to defend. I'm allowed to defend there. But man, look at the Lamborghini. It's such a rocket.
Car on the right. Clear on the right.
Fair racing. Completely fair racing. I've been all over the place in that corner, I know. Probably track limits, let's see. No, nothing. So apparently it's not track limits. Now let's see if we pull away, or if he comes right back at us. We do have our sections where we're strongest. Now what's ahead of us? Is it a Merc? I don't know if we're going to be able to catch the car ahead or not. We'll certainly try. We'll give it our best shot. Yeah, I don't think he's going to be coming back at us. I mean, we should certainly pull away with our cornering ability here. Felt like it was a tad late on the brakes. I was not sure if it was going to slow down. Completely flat out through there. Completely, even with that shallower line. Oh, what am I doing? Lift off the brake just to get the rotation. Use that lift off oversteer. Push the brake by a touch rearward. If we could get into the 44s, that would make my day. Dare I say it? Move the traction control to 5 again. Dare I move it to 3? It feels like it's never gonna slow down by braking like that, but it does. It's so crazy, the phenomenon. "19 minutes remaining." Oh, just a bit crossed up in that corner. Not very good. Not very good. I can definitely do better than that. This corner is throwing me off all of a sudden. I don't know if that's tire related. Probably too eager to get on the power coming out of Tosa, which is why the traction's not working for me out of that corner. Had to work with the hands to save the car there. What's the gap ahead? It's quite a gap, isn't it? We don't stop pushing, we keep pushing. 17 minutes remaining, a lot can happen in 17 minutes. Push it to the limit. Just don't exceed that limit. Getting closer to what I think is a Lamborghini or is a Mercedes. Could be totally wrong. What is the car ahead? The drive out of the corner there was pretty decent, I gotta say. Not very good there. I didn't like that. Not very good. I'm begging the car to slow down in that downhill braking. It's so tricky to get the car slowed down properly there. standing on the brake practically. I made a mess of that section. What the hell? Where is this understeer coming from? What the? I've lost a second. I'm gonna lose so much time on this lap with these 2 mistakes. Getting a lot of understeer. Let's try to push the brake bias rearward again. Lost a heap of time. Just messing around here. Car's so bad in the chicane. Two seconds off my personal best. I've completely lost 2 seconds in this. I've thrown 2 seconds away on this lap. That car ahead was getting closer. Now, I've just binned it. Completely threw it in the bin. Look at this. Look at it. Exactly 2 seconds, basically. What a joke. Complete... Yeah, shut up, engineer. I don't really care. You're not the one driving the car. Oh my god. Forget it. Well, we're not gaining P4, so we can forget it. And here comes the Lamborghini. Jesus. I mean, what are we doing, man? Completely binning it. It's understeering like crazy. TC back to 6. Screw this. Another 2 seconds in the bin because I'm complete garbage. Alright, well, time to go defensive. And that's why I have track limits off, or penalties off. Because I would have abused track limits today due to some dumb mistakes. Should have never turned the TC down. We may not set a 44 today. We'll see. We'll see what happens. Just been inconsistent the last couple laps. I'm pretty pissed off. Just complete and utter garbage. I mean, look at it. It's just all over the freaking place, man. Man, I'm pissed. I think tire wear is starting to kick in. It would make sense. We've been going for almost an hour now, so I would kind of expect that to be the case. Just depends on how well we can deal with it. I mean, what the hell? Jeez, just no grip. They've even pushed the brake bias back forwards. It's all over the place. It's all over the place now in the last 10 minutes here. Just complete screw job. And the car ahead is just getting further and further and further away. can throw that 44 out the window. It's not happening now. It says we can do 8 laps on this fuel.
Behind the car in front in sector 3.
It says 8 laps, approximately. We'll see what happens. Lift off oversteer. Probably the best I've taken Tosa today. So there's that. Screw it. If I go wide, I go wide. I don't care. Really feel the TC kicking in there. But look at the lap. Look at the lap. Look at the time gain. Look at that. That's almost a 43.
Fastest lap of the race, man. Good job.
Yeah! That's what I'm talking about. Almost did a 43. That's a personal best right there. With some track limits involved. I feel good about that. I feel really good about that one. If we weren't so inconsistent, we could probably have caught the car ahead of us by now, but just been very inconsistent. Using the lift-off oversteer to turn and rotate the car has worked perfectly in Tosa. But we've lost a chunk of time now in this lap, so I did find one really good lap there. Car is just not so great in the chicane. 7 minutes remaining. Never give up. Gotta keep going. Man, I really do enjoy this track though. It's a challenge. But I really enjoy driving Imola. It's such a great track. 6 laps. I think we will definitely get to the end on this tank of fuel. But only just. I think we'll have like a few laps of fuel remaining. See, we're catching the car ahead. Only slightly, but we're catching nonetheless. Letting the car do its own thing right here. That was pretty crap right there. That was not so good. And it felt slow. Maybe the car ahead is dealing with tire wear issues. I mean, we're reeling him in a little bit. You can visibly tell we're definitely pulling him in. But is it going to be enough? I think we're going to definitely run out of time. And that's where I'm going to be ruining those mistakes I made earlier a few laps ago. Going to be thinking about those mistakes if we get close enough. Yeah, I can tell. I'm always gaining on everyone in Sector 1. I'm much quicker in Sector 1, but then I back it off in the last couple sectors. Oh, that's going to be... Yep. And that's the mistakes I'm talking about, man. Just have made some really dumb, silly mistakes like that, just jumping over the sausage curves like that. They will wreck your day. And yet you want to get as close... Oh my god. And yet you want to get as close as possible to them without actually really running right over them, like I did there. So, shows you my lack of ability. And 2.5 seconds just thrown out the window. But it's fine. As far as I'm concerned, I don't think we're catching the car ahead anyway. At this rate, I'm not very happy with that. I just wish I was more consistent than to make dumb errors like that. Car's not so good, I think, on tires anymore. I think we've definitely taken a lot out of them. Chewed up this rubber quite a bit. Grip levels are not optimum, that's for sure. Gonna make things interesting when we do a 24 hours of spa. How the tires are gonna go and how strategy is gonna work for that. Alright, don't mess up the corner here. Let's just try to keep the car alive. Don't run over the sausage curbs. It's plowing on the way out of that corner a lot now. We're fine in terms of cars from behind. I don't think we're under any threat so far. Cars just... you can see it slides in the corners. It's not very pretty. Still gaining on the car ahead. I'm gonna be so angry because we've had pace to catch and even overtake whoever that is in front of us. It looks like it might actually be a Bentley. I'm not sure. Or is it a Lamborghini? I'm not sure. I can't tell from this distance. It's not a Mercedes. I thought it was a Mercedes from way away from us when it was way out in front. Oh, finally I'm gaining in Sector 3, so we're starting to find lap time in Sector 3, but I don't know what that car is. It's kind of hard to tell from a distance like this. I haven't gotten close enough. But look at this. Look at our gap with a minute remaining. Oh, slow down, please. That was really utter crap right there. That was complete crap. Fuel level says 3 laps. We won't do 3 laps. We may do one more after this. It's gonna be tight on fuel, though, I can tell you that much. Oh, get off the grass. Look at the gap. It's nothing. Well, not nothing. It's not nothing. Okay, so there'll be one more lap. And that'll be it. That'll be the checker. See if we can make it interesting. I wish we were a lot closer, and we should be. We should be much closer to that car. But it is what it is. White flag is out. So this is it. White flag. It's blinking for fuel. The fuel light is on. Come on, rotate, rotate, rotate. Not too much. Yeah, I think the car ahead is a little too far off pace. We're a little too far off pace to catch. If we didn't make mistakes, we could be right up there or have passed already. Just a bit wide off the apex, the second part of that corner, and that would be track limits. Fair enough. Alright, well, the leader has finished. We're not the leader. We're running P5, which is pretty nice. So what was the gaps out front? I mean, how far away was the leader? And there's fireworks. That's it.
Good job. You did the best you could.
Checker. It was a Bentley. That confirms it. It was a Bentley, and an Audi won the race ahead of two Mercedes, Marcialo and Stolz. Man, we were faster than this car ahead. We had P4. We had P4 potential. We could have easily passed this guy.
Car on the right. Clear on the right.
Could have passed him easily. Oh. We're gonna drive it all the way back. I just like to do that for the immersion's sake. Well, we stayed out of trouble. The most important thing is we stayed out of trouble. We had a little bit of contact with one of the Audis in turn 1, but it was very light contact. Very, very light contact. We're gonna have to try Kyalami again. I went back and I did a setup tweak for Kyalami. And it worked because we did the race the other day at Kyalami, and I struggled with a lot of understeer with the Porsche, the 991, and I found a setup to work around that handling issue. All I did was really, the front end was already about as low as you can put the front end, but I did take a click off the front end, or lowered it, and I took a click off the rear wing, and I did something else as well. Oh yeah, and I added a couple of clicks of front splitter to that Porsche, and that seemed to work. Come back, P5, we had P4 potential. I don't think a podium was in the cards today. It's as good as I can drive back into the pit box. It's okay. Pretty good. That was pretty good. I've honestly got no complaints. We did We did abuse track limits quite a bit. And this was the race start. So if we click on our name, you can see in red, anything in red, we abuse track limits. which was a lot of the laps. And I think we set the fastest of the race. It was this one. It was a track limits, but we did set the fastest of the race. So this was the race start. And I believe this was after, yeah, this is after turn 1. We made some small contact. It was like very light contact. We did get a safety rating warning for the contact, but other than that, we had a pretty, other than that and the track limits, we had a pretty good, clean race. A few mistakes by the end of the race, but I think a lot of that was honestly tire wear related. So this is on the Mercedes. An overtake. I don't know which lap. Does it tell you which lap? I don't think it tells you which lap. We did like 30 something laps in that 1 hour span. And we had just enough fuel to get to the end on a full tank. Just enough. Lap 4, oh, it tells you. It does tell you. We have to see the battle with the Lamborghini, because I had a couple of chances where I could have made moves on the Lamborghini, and I was a little hesitant, and then eventually we did get past, and then we had to defend into, I think, Piratella, I think is the name of that corner. That was an incredible save. I lost the back end coming into that corner, and I was so shocked. That was early in the race. It was a big save. I could have easily lost the car. We lost that position, so that was a bit unfortunate. I was showing the replay, but from the Audi's point of view, the Audi that was running behind us. He had the inside, so I had to give him the position. And then this was a lap later where we were catching him back up. Did we get past into turn 1? Well, it says an overtake, so apparently we did. That's quite aggressive. Nice little dance there between the two. And then he got back past, so I guess it was an overtake for a brief second there. It was an overtake. It's so frustrating to have to actually sit behind and then set up your moves, but that's part of the charm of it. A few laps, about 3 or so laps later, trying to actually get past this time into turn 1. And I think we were successful this time, actually getting past and holding him behind. Yeah, go down the inside, and then we go in a little bit deep, but he does give us the respect. So I was going to be very aggressive to make that move to get right back past, especially after my little mistake where I lost the back end into Acre Minerali. I could have easily completely bent the car there. Lap 13, the inside on the other Audi, and squeezing him out. I don't know if he got back past, I don't remember. I think we held him off and defended to the inside. We're going almost side by side into this very tricky left. And we did successfully kept him behind on lap 13. So that was early on. Lap 15, another Audi. It was just Audi after Audi. Where did we make this move? Oh yes, you gotta get a nose in and they will give you the respect. And that's one of the things that I mentioned after I made this move and pulled this move off. I mentioned I would prefer that they actually defend that a little more aggressively, even though they know that you're alongside. You can see how good they are getting traction out of Tosa. They're so good coming out of there, and then later on lap 17. This is hunting down the Lamborghini, which we were stuck behind for what felt like a lot of laps. I don't know how many laps we were truly behind him. He goes on the outside, but he does find traction. And I mean, they were just so good on traction out of that corner. I didn't have anything for them in that corner. I think we just tucked in, got right back behind. Yeah, too far back to really send it, and I would rather play it safe than try to go aggressive and take both of us out. Lap 22, we were behind for quite a few. And this confirms it. So again, it looks like the strength is in the first sector here. Goes side by side, squeezing him out. And that's a move done. But again, gonna have to defend coming out of Tosa because they're just so good in this corner. This is one of their strengths, and it's one of my weaknesses. And it's not going to show the defense, apparently. Because we did defend into that left-hander up the hill there. We did defend. He's got a bit of... I don't know if that's the livery. I'm not sure if that's the livery, or if he's got a bit of damage on the left side there. You see the left side. It looks like perhaps he picked up some damage somewhere. It wouldn't be with us. It would be with another car. This is Kelvin Vanderland. So it's showing two cars that are not related to us. There we are again. We're well past the Lamborghini. We never gave that up. Yellow flag, apparently. I don't know where that yellow flag would be for. I don't see any yellows. Oh, maybe it's for this. For us going a bit wide. I do want to find that fastest lap. I want to look at the fastest lap with an onboard, maybe even a television camera. Lap 31, we're just hunting down the Bentley, which we were truly on pace. We were faster. In fact, that's a mistake over the sausage curb, which launches you. Once you get on it, there's nothing you can really do once you hit it. You're just a passenger. I don't have much to say about that mistake. It was just a dumb mistake. You can see how close I tried to get to those little sausage curves on the inside. Mercedes on Mercedes. I forgot what I was going to say. I was going to say something about... it was before the sausage curve. Oh yeah, I do want the onboard of the fastest lap. I think we set the fastest of the whole day, so we definitely had the pace. The question is, how much faster were we than the competition? The competition being not necessarily the cars behind us, because we know how much faster we were than the cars behind us, but what about the cars that were ahead of us? What was their... I want to see what their average lap time looked like in comparison to ours, at least, because I think we had podium potential. We started P9, so to recap, we started P9. There was a bit of a log jam into the first turn that I was very slow into, just trying not to make contact with anyone or take anyone out. And then we made an error early in the race where the back end slid. It was that moment into Aqua Minerale, and this is the race start again. It was that little error I made where the back end stepped out on me surprisingly, and I saved it. We can find it. Or can we not find it? How many laps do we have? I'm going to minimize this. We have back to lap 16, so we can't see that incident, but what we can do is the HUD, toggle the HUD. So what we can do is we can pull up the fastest lap, and I don't know which lap we did that on. I want to say it was lap 29, or maybe it was lap 30, 29 or 30. Last best, okay. 29. Yep, there it is. So it was on lap 29. I was correct. So I want to see this. Can I toggle this? We're gonna hide the HUD so we have this lap completely undisturbed. No, just hide the mouse. Can I not hide the mouse? I'll put the mouse in the top left corner. So this was our fastest, apparently. And we'll just kind of look through the lap. I might narrate through, so we come through. Braking quite late. Turning in here, going a little over the sausage curbs. It does unsettle it slightly, but not too bad. The car felt really good through this section, actually. Villeneuve chicane, right over the curb. Nice and perfect. Car's not really stepping out or sliding into Tosa, the trickiest corner in terms of the car's handling and getting some traction out of it, at least. In terms of traction, it's probably the most difficult corner, traction-wise. Up the hill into Piratella, down a couple gears. Nice and smooth. Went a little bit wide on the exit, but I didn't take enough of the curb on the inside as well. Drop a gear here just to make sure to maybe slow it down. Hooked it up. Probably could have been a bit faster from here, to be honest, but wanted to just be safe and not lose the car, especially after the incident we had on lap 6 into Loyalty Alta. Trying to be smooth over the raised curves. It's not getting me too much trouble there. Probably the best I took that corner all day. Pretty smooth. Then let the raised curves upset the car. Then it's a difficult braking zone here, all downhill. And you're trying to be late and you want to brake in as much of a straight line as possible. And then try to use some rotation here. I think I dropped in the first briefly to get rotation. Good exit here. And then into the long bending straight to finish the lap off. And I'll tell you something, this braking is pretty interesting as well, because it's curving as you're approaching, and you want to be far over to the right, and then you want to kind of let the car, you want to keep the car in a straight line. So you're gonna be when you come into, where is it? When you come down to this braking, this is a pretty deceiving braking, actually, because you're looking for these marshals here on the right side in this orange, and you're also looking for this orange in the distance, and you're keeping your eye on that. And you want to be in a you want to be over to the right, and you can see that the track kind of kinks here, and you don't want to be here. Although when I was first learning this track for the first time, I was too focused on trying to be all the way hugging this white line. But you're kind of going to let the car, it's going to come off the far outside of the track for a brief bit here as you're braking. So where do we brake? Where exactly do we brake for this corner? Pull up the HUD as well. Right here on the right side will show the brake and throttle trace. There's a bit of brake coming on now. So I'm actually braking quite early on this lap. Usually you can brake just past this orange, but you'll see the brakes coming on just before. And that might just be me just being safe as well. Just something to analyze when I'm getting on the brake and getting off the throttle. Now I'm coming off the throttle, and then you want to let the car, if you keep it straight and aim for this orange, you'll end up naturally back alongside the tricolor curb here on the outside, the Italian flag curbing. Just hug that, then get your turn in. This is not our fastest, but you can see just avoiding the sausage curbs on the inside. We'll go back to our fastest. I do want to see where I broke on where I was braking on the fastest lap. So this is our fastest, and you can watch that brake and throttle trace on the side. Much later. It looks like I was much later on the brake than the previous lap, and you can see I did jump over the sausage strips, just a touch there. Go back another 5 seconds, and now the brakes are on. So you can see much more confident on our fastest lap coming into this corner. See here, right over the curb, perfect. I would say that's pretty much perfect. And then here, I I run a little too much over these yellow raised sausage curbs. You want to just, at the most, you want your wheel to just run over this inside bit here on the inside. You don't want to grab all the curb. It's just way too unsettling for the car. I got away with it here, but see, you can see how much the car is going to bounce. And also, I don't set this left-hander up so well. I would rather be a little more toward the middle than so far over here to the left, but it is what it is. This is still flat anyway. You can see the throttle trace flat. Hug the inside. Use a bit of the curve on the exit, and then we're gonna approach 50 meters here for the braking. I might brake before 50 meters, but I want to see when I brake. When the brakes are already coming on just before 50, and then there's your turn-in point. You can actually use. There's the brakes coming on, so it's probably more like 75 meters here. If you're feeling really confident, you can push 50, but that's pretty late. I like to think this is your turn-in reference. 50 meters, just a little past that, this little white triangle here where the mouse is. It's a good turn-in reference, and I think that's where I turned in. Yep, just about right there. Pretty good right here. Don't really grab too much of the curb on the inside. Run out, use all the curb on the exit, and here these little serrated curbs are pretty rough. You don't want to grab too much of those, but you can get away with it from time to time. Out here, 50 meters we just passed, and we're just now braking. Actually, when exactly do I brake here? Studying the fastest lap. So, putting the brakes on, the brakes begin coming on before 50 meters, but they're full brakes at 50 meters. Down the first, and you'll watch the brake over here on the right if you can see it. I come fully off and even get a little bit of throttle as I come off the brake. The way the Ferrari is it's got a lot of liftoff over. It's got some liftoff oversteer, and I guess this also depends on how you set the preload differential. But we get a decent amount. I just let the car rotate and then get back on the power. Pretty nice here. I want to watch that and watch that a little bit again. It rotates so nicely. Get that hooked up. I'd say that's the best I hooked up TOSA all day. So very nicely done here. We come uphill, and again, you're coming up. It's not blind. It's blind as you're approaching, but once you get over the hill, it's not exactly blind anymore. It's pretty quick though. As you find 100 meters and then 50, you're going to look for this 50, and I think we apply the brakes just before that as well. So probably could have pushed the braking a bit later here. Down the second. Could have grabbed. My one gripe with this corner on this lap in particular is I definitely didn't grab enough of the inside. So what you can do is I think you want to turn in actually a little bit later than I did here. I think I turned in a little bit too early, because what you can do, and actually, where's the front facing? Oh, okay. I guess I had to render in. Yeah, this is what I wanted. So you can see, you can really get up on this green on the inside. You don't just have to hug this Italian flag curbing. You can actually really ride up on this green and run it out here, because the exit is right here where the mouse is, or where that advertising board is down there. And you can see I don't hug this green enough, and as a result I come off of here and I run out a bit too far wide, and you're going to see the result of that is, instead of being here, I'm here, and I'm going to have to use some of this asphalt that says Imola on it. And we get out on the serrated curb here, the green and white. Yeah. Very, very wide. A lot wider than I would have preferred. And it's just going to cost you time, and it's also going to cost you a track limits. So, downhill now. One of the trickiest corners, and this is something I was trying to explain while I was driving, which is a little hard. But what you can do is you can come down to 50 meters. Depends on the person and the car, and maybe even the setup and the confidence, but a lot of people I know, either they brake just a bit right here and then lift off the brake, and they kind of coast. I don't have the confidence. After I lost the back end into this corner early in the race, I lost that confidence. So I stopped doing that. I started braking and dropping a gear here and then lifting. So we'll see what I do here. So you'll come to 50 meters. Now the brakes are on, and it's full brakes. Especially because you're downhill dramatically. Full brakes. Drop a gear. Could have been maybe a little more to the left still at this point. Maybe turn in. Could be. You could argue it's a little bit early, but actually I think it's actually. I take that back. I think it's actually a pretty good turn in. Come in, get a decent amount of the curb, and you'll see I'm not even on the brakes at all. I'm full brakes for a brief moment just to get the car slowed down. And I come off the brakes entirely, let the car coast. So I do coast through here, but in third gear at 175 kph. And then power, the throttle's coming back on already. And then back on the brakes. Because I don't have the confidence to brake any later than that. Oops. 29. Come back to that section of track. It's nice to come back and analyze your best lap at the end. So full brakes, very, very slightly full brakes. And then power's still on here. I'm actually, you can see I'm still putting some throttle in at the apex, but it's not for very long because as soon as I come off of this, I begin braking because I don't have the confidence to get the car slowed down by getting power. I know some people will be full power for a brief moment here, and then they'll brake about here, but I brake a little bit earlier. You can see I'm almost full brakes. First gear here, just so I can make sure I get rotation. And then braking at this triangle, which is just before 50 meters. I really don't know that many people can push 50 meters at this corner. So triangle is a pretty good reference. Here, this white triangle before the curving really starts on the outside. Full brakes and then coming off of brakes. Very difficult section. I don't think, I want to look at how much curb I took again. Yeah, ate a decent amount of this raised yellow curb here, but you can ride it. It's smooth. You can totally use this curb. Maybe bit off a little bit too much though. But the car's not terribly unsettled. That's pretty good. That's pretty good as far as I'm concerned. And then the hardest section of track in terms of braking is right here. So brakes are on at I think 100 meters. I think they're on at 100 meters. There's 100 meters right here. And let's just see when exactly the brakes come on. They're starting to come on now. And they're full brakes at 100 meters. Honestly, maybe could have gotten on the brakes a little bit later, but a little more aggressively. So it's that's a very progressive brake input. Full brakes and then coming off. Letting the car do its thing on rotation and accelerating out. Slight bit of brake to slow down. First gear is pretty much entirely for the rotation. It rotates alright in second gear, but I also feel like it gets out of the corner a lot better in first. So let's watch it from TV cam as well. So this is the fastest. Hide the HUD as well. This is the fastest from a helicopter camera. And see, I go way too aggressive over that curb. That's pretty good. That's pretty good. That actually looked really smooth. This was really good. That looks really good too. That felt good. That corner, the hairpin down there at the bottom. The run uphill. See how wide I went. See, that really gives you a great idea as to how wide I went through there. Not intentionally, I just really didn't hook that corner up. And then this one, I could have been faster through there, but it's all about survival. You can see how close the cars behind us were actually the whole time. They were not very far out of touch, despite my overtaking prowess. So it was, if I made a mistake, they were still there to pick up the pieces. If I made a mistake. This very quick downhill corner. I mean, I'm telling you, that braking is very, very difficult to nail it. You come to that corner. I don't know the name of that corner or that turn, but that downhill section before the last two corners, before the straight here, it's so fat. You arrive with a lot of speed, and you're flat out through the little bend, and you want to get on the... You just have a tendency, even in the sim, there's a tendency in that section to want to jump on the brakes pretty quickly, just because you don't trust that the car will slow down. And then you get on the brakes pretty late, I mean about 100 meters, and you're just amazed the car actually slows down. So you see that there's quite a file of cars behind us, still in touch, still in range on lap 29. So there's the Bentley we were trying to catch. We're still watching the fastest lap, so this is still the fastest of the day for us. Very, very wide. That gives you that's another angle that gives you a great idea as to just how wide I went through Piratella. And then that's a tricky section there on the run to Variante Alta. This chicane has the ability to mess you up. You get it wrong, that chicane will mess you up. A lot of the chicanes that exist on this track will mess you up because they have raised curbs on the inside, and especially running, it looks like we're running quite a low ride height as well. I mean, look how close the splitter is to the ground. You really don't want to get on those raised curbs too aggressively. I think if this was real life, I would have easily messed up the floor of the car from running over the curbs. Fortunately, I don't think that's modeled, and we don't have to worry about that. I would have easily wrecked the front splitter and the floor of the car by running over those raised curbs. The car moving over the bumps. Yes, I'm sure. So we finished... Where did we finish again? P5? I think we finished P5. Quit. Yes. May have to come back and do Kyalami with a proper setup. Personal best is a 45.1, even though I did a 44.2. I feel really good about that. I'm on the verge of a 43. I'm getting closer, getting faster, getting closer. So there's the opponent level we used, and exit. Yes.